Hey everyone, we will get started. So happy you are here. Welcome to the 5 natural secrets to manage bladder leaking. So glad you have made it. And we will go ahead and get started. So my name is Liz. I am your tour guide for this journey. I have personally gone through menopause and have learned a lot along the way. And I have studied and taught yoga for over 14 years and learned many natural ways to heal the bumps in the road that menopause has caused in my life. Please be sure to have a piece of paper with you and pen for our time together. And as a reminder, this challenge is not intended as a substitute for the medical advice of physicians or other healthcare providers. Students should regularly consult their physician in matters relating to their health, and particularly with respect to any symptoms that may require diagnosis or medical attention. So that's just a little reminder. And those of you that don't know my regular job, so I have studied and taught yoga for over 14 years, and I have learned many natural ways to heal my own menopause, through my menopause journey, including leaking. I studied with premier instructors on pelvic floor health and how you can use yoga for a strong pelvic floor. So that's kind of how I came into this world. I've been before COVID, I actually put on live workshops, and now I want to share what I know with you in Zoom. We'll start with our self-awareness check-in like we have for each class. So go ahead and get in a comfortable posture, whatever that may be. You can even lie down if you want to, sitting, standing, lying down, wherever you feel comfortable. And let's start with the neck. So move the head back and forth, like you're saying no for a moment. Check in with the neck. And then go ahead and move the neck up and down, like you're saying yes. So chin to the chest and then up to the ceiling. Checking in with the neck. How does it feel right now? And then come back to center and then tilt the head over to the right. Notice how the neck feels there. And then bring the head to the left. Notice how the neck feels. Does it feel the same in both directions? And then bring the head up and then start to do some shoulder rolls, some nice up to the ears and back around. And then go the other direction. And then take your hands like you're going to grab oars of a boat, spread the fingers wide, grab the oars and bring them back. Notice how the fingers feel right now, the wrists feel, the elbows, the shoulders, the shoulder blades. Just notice the arms, everything that's moving. How does it feel? How does every joint feel in the body? And then turn your hands up towards the sky and then pull the oars, like you're pulling the oars back, like you're rowing a boat. Good. All right. And then bring your hands up to the sky. Reach, 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 reach. And then put your right hand down and bend to the right. And then inhale up and bend to the left. Notice how the spine feels side to side. And then bring the arms up like you're reaching for something. Turn to the right a little bit. And then turn to the left. Notice how the spine feels going this way. Good. And then go ahead and move the hips around. Maybe you'll do like a yoga move, a hula move, or you can move the hips, but move the pelvis around, front and back, side to side, remembering what we talked about in our first session on Monday, all those connections of the pelvis. So move the pelvis around. Good. And then go ahead and bring the knee up and out. Notice how the knee feels. Start with one knee. Notice how that knee feels coming in and out, whether you're standing. If you're standing, you're going to maybe be a squat position. And if you're sitting, you're just bringing the foot up and down. Notice how the knee feels. And then go ahead and check on the other knee. And then maybe do some circles with the foot. So moving the ankle in circles. So you can move both of them at the same time or one of them. Move them in both directions. Notice how the ankles feel today. Notice how the toes and feet feel. Good. And now we've checked in with the body from head to toe. And we're going to go ahead and soften or close the eyes again, whatever position you're in. And let's check in with our emotions. How are you feeling right now emotionally? What emotion are you feeling right now? Be aware of what's going on and acknowledge whatever emotion you're feeling at this moment and let it be. And then observe what thoughts are coming in your mind right now. You are the observer of your thoughts. You're not the thought. You have control of the thoughts that come in your mind. You can observe them and you can let them go. You can let them be, or you can say, I'm going to think about you later if it's not the time to think about that thought. But observe whatever thoughts are going in your mind right now. Acknowledge them and let them be. And then your energy level. How do you feel energetically right now? Are you very high energy? Are you low energy? Are you somewhere in between? Notice your energy level right now. Honor your energy level wherever you are. And remember, you know your body better than anyone else. You know it better than your friends, your family, your healthcare provider. You know your body and how it's feeling energetically right now. Go ahead. Acknowledge your energy level and let it be. And then your breath. Let's go ahead and do some of the breathing practices we've already done in our other sessions, but you want to take an inhale through the nose. Take another sip of air. Really fill the lungs up. Feel the diaphragm drop. Feel the pelvic floor drop. And then as you exhale, feel the pelvic floor lift. The belly comes in, the diaphragm lifts. Good. Let's do another one. Deep inhale through the nose. Take another sip of air through the nose. Feel the pelvic floor press against whatever surface if you're sitting. And exhale, feel the pelvic floor lift. Feel the diaphragm lift. Good. So how does the breath feel today? Does it feel like you can get a good, strong inhale? Does it feel like you can fill up your lungs all the way? Does it feel any different left to right? Is one of your lungs maybe taking on more air than the other? Or are you getting more air in the top of the lungs than the bottom of the lungs? Or are you getting air completely through the lungs? Notice and let it be. And then come back to the body. Where are you in space right now? How does it feel in the room you're in? How does it feel whether you're sitting down or standing up, whatever your surface your body is touching right now? Where are your arms? Where are your legs? What smells are in the air right now? What are you hearing? Just become consciously aware of everything that's going on around your body right now. Good. So we've checked in with ourselves, and we'll go on with the presentation. So to review yesterday, we talked about using good bathroom habits like leaning forward and lifting the knees has an impact on the strength of the pelvic floor. So you want to really lean forward and empty the bladder totally. And then also have the knees in a good position for urinating or going to the bathroom at any time. Having the knees up above the hips is the natural position for going to the bathroom. We talked about how constipation can weaken a pelvic floor, and drinking water and adding fiber to the diet reduces constipation. And then we also talked about certain food and drinks that are bladder irritants, finding which ones can cause bladder spasms by eliminating them from your diet one at a time. So if anybody has a question or has tried or has figured out maybe one thing in their diet, have you tried any of the things we did in review? We had some homework. One was leaning forward. Have you tried leaning forward when emptying your bladder? So you want to lean way over the legs, even put your elbows on your legs when you're urinating. And then I asked if you could drink a large glass of water first thing in the morning. And then yesterday, if you could start removing one bladder irritant from your diet, something that you think is very suspicious in your diet that you've tried. So that was your homework. Any questions, or has anybody tried anything? All right, we will go on here. Relaxation, no matter if you have a tight or loose pelvic floor, both are weak. Remember, we talked about leaking, bladder leaking. I think a lot of people think, oh, it's my pelvic floor is loose. It's not toned, but also a tight pelvic floor is weak, and it also can cause leaking. The first thing I recommend is to learn to use the breath with the pelvic floor and be able to relax. Now, we had on day one, we talked about using a washcloth, sitting on a washcloth to give you feedback for the pelvic floor. So you can, when you breathe, you can sit on a washcloth between your legs and take those deep breaths and feel the engagement of the pelvic floor. So in this, what I'd like you to do is go ahead and set yourself up for relaxation. If you have a couch, if you have a mat on the floor, you could go lie down in your bed, bring your computer or your phone with you if you're watching this live. And this is the setup I like. So have a pillow for your head, and then you'll see a rolled up blanket, something under your knees. So your knees will be bent, but there'll be something supporting under your knees. So here is a picture of myself in that setup. So you can see I have the pillow under my head. So you want the chin to go straight up. You don't want the chin going towards the back, and you don't want it down near your chest. You want that chin up towards the ceiling. And then you can see I'm lying flat, palms up to the sky, and then I have a blanket under my knees. Now, if this doesn't feel good, you could try a blanket under your ankles. That's another way you can set yourself up, but you want to be very comfortable. Now, if you are pregnant or have any issue that you cannot lie on your back, don't lie down straight flat. You can put yourself up on bolsters or pillows because you don't want to lie flat on your back. So kind of come up on an angle, but still you want to be very, very comfortable. Now, if lying down is not available to you right now, if you're sitting, maybe put something on your back that you can lean against. So you want to move towards the front of the chair, put something over the back of the chair that you can lean against, even a pillow, if you have something, but something comfortable that you can lean back on. Once you're comfortable, and I hope you all found some place to be comfortable now, start to follow the breath and visualize the diaphragm and the pelvic floor moving together. Remember that picture I showed you on day one? You want to move the pelvic floor and the diaphragm together so that they move down on the inhale, and on the exhale, everything lifts. So the diaphragm and pelvic floor is moving in unison. Now, when you are inhaling, the rib cage expands and the belly rises as the diaphragm and pelvic floor drop. And as you exhale, the belly lowers, the rib cage relaxes, and the diaphragm and pelvic floor lift. Notice the breath. Is it easy and fluid? Are there places the breath seems harder? We're going to start with a breath exercise of breathing in, and then we're going to breathe out, doubling. So we're going to try on 2 and 4, and then we're going to try 4 and 8. So we'll start with 2 and 4 to see how the breath feels that way. And then we'll try the 4-8 breath. So I want you to inhale 1, 2, and exhale 1, 2, 3, 4. Inhale 1, 2, exhale 1, 2, 3, 4. Now we're going to try the 4-8 breath. But if this is too long, go back to the 2-4 breath. Inhale for 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. One more time. Inhale 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. And go back to your natural breathing. Notice how the body feels right now. Notice. Have you felt any relaxation? Where have you focused, especially in the pelvic floor? Do you feel any relaxation in the whole pelvic area? It's important to be able to relax the pelvic floor. Like we talked, you don't want a muscle contracted all the time, right? We want to be able to relax it and contract it at will. And wherever you're at, if you're still laying down, you can listen to the rest of my program. You don't really have to look at the slides or anything. If you feel very relaxed now, stay there. But we're going to talk a little bit about exercise. You know, total body exercise are very helpful for any leaking issues. Many muscles attached to the pelvis, and muscle building exercises can be very helpful. Many yoga postures create a strong pelvic floor just with the movements of different yoga postures because of the connections. And we do a lot of movements where the legs are moving the pelvic floor along with the other muscles. I want to talk a little bit about Kegels. Now, you may have been told, oh, you're leaking, you just need to do your Kegels. Well, they're a common recommendation when experiencing a weak pelvic floor. Unfortunately, many people do them incorrectly, using the muscles of the abdomen and the buttocks. And the other thing is with Kegels is, say you have a tight pelvic floor, not, Kegels are wonderful for a loose pelvic floor, but what if you have a mixed pelvic floor or a tight pelvic floor? Actually doing Kegels can make the leaking worse. You say, well, how does that happen? Well, you think about it, the muscle is already contracted and tight. And basically what a Kegel does is tighten the muscles of the pelvic floor. So you're actually tightening an already tight muscle, which can cause more leaking. So it's very important to know if you have a tight pelvic floor, a loose pelvic floor, or a mixed pelvic floor. And, in my course, we talk a lot more about it, how to figure it out and who to talk to, and finding a healthcare provider that can be really instrumental in finding out if you have, what kind of weak pelvic floor you have. It's important once you learn to do Kegels correctly, if that is the recommendation for you, then schedule a recurring time to practice them. So, you could say, every time I come to a stop sign or every time I come to a stoplight, I'll do my Kegels. But again, remember, you need to find out if Kegels are right for you. They are not for everyone, and they're not for every pelvic floor. Not to say, if you have a tight pelvic floor, you learn to relax it, then you could use Kegels. But like I said, again, if you have a tight pelvic floor, you don't want to start with Kegels. You want to start with a relaxation practice like we just did. Oops, I'm going the wrong way. I don't know what's going on. Here we go. All right, so your homework for tomorrow. I want you to practice breathing, concentrating on the pelvic floor and the diaphragm working together, either lying down or seated. And try one exercise using muscles that connect to the pelvic floor. So say, what is that? Well, think about all the muscles that attach to the pelvis. Any of those muscles, especially the legs, the inner and outer legs, anything that moves the pelvis around, are muscles that connect to the pelvic floor. So try one exercise, even if it's something like simple squats, that can make a huge, huge difference. So thank you for completing day 3. Tomorrow, we are going to talk about the nervous system and nervous system leaking triggers. So have you heard of something called key and lock syndrome? Or do you leak when you hear running water? Or do you leak when you're checking out of a grocery store? Those are nervous system triggers. Like you get out of your car and right away, you didn't have to go to the bathroom when you were in your car. And as soon as you opened the door and got out of your car, is a nervous system trigger. So we'll be talking all about that tomorrow. And I hope you join me talking about that, because it's really something important, especially if you have something called urge incontinence, which means all of a sudden, out of the blue, you have to go to the bathroom and you leak for some unknown reason, even though a few minutes ago, you didn't have to use the washroom. So, all right. Well, thanks, everybody. So glad you joined me, and we will see you tomorrow. Take care.